Hey folks, Eric is the whatever guy because it really is whatever for me. And do you folks want to know about these new lawsuits that are coming for the AMCC tomorrow? You guys stick around, man, and we'll talk about that. As you guys know, me, my name's Eric. I'm the whatever guy, and I just shoot videos a couple days a week, basically keeping you guys updated in the world Delta 8, Delta 9, Delta 10, hemp cannabis, just what's going on around. But today, man, sitting here bullshitting around on an early Thursday morning, taking a look at this article from over at, I think it's over at Alabama Reporter. We've got some lawsuits coming forward. As you guys may or may not know, I had some discussions last week with some people that were in the industry and really was looking at what was going on or at least coming forward. I had an opportunity to at least take a look at the inside looks of what these lawsuits and stuff are going on and at least talk to some of the people that were adhered with some of these lawsuits and stuff. So we're going to take a look at this article over here, and I appreciate you guys hanging out. So we're going to take a look at it and see what it says. It says over here, let's see. So over here, like I said, over at Alabama Report, it's the very first article. I'm not sure. I believe this came in this morning or yesterday at 5:30 in the afternoon. And this is by Bill Britt. And it says medical cannabis license dispute heads to court in Montgomery tomorrow. Let's scroll on down here. It says in the latest twist in Alabama's medical cannabis saga, a group of companies, including Southeast Cannabis, TheraTrue, Three Notch Root, Alabama Always, and Gemstone are set to make their case in Montgomery County Court tomorrow. They're challenging the Alabama Medical Cannabis Commission's recent approach to awarding integrator medical cannabis licenses, a move that has stirred significant controversy in the industry. And let me just say this, these four people are bringing this lawsuit forward. I believe they're going to combine their lawsuit, but there are two other lawsuits coming behind this. They're going to hear these lawsuits tomorrow. I believe Judge Anderson is going to hear these in the Montgomery County Court, but just understand that there will be some more lawsuits following behind this from other companies that are arguing some different rule or different set of rules that are going on with the AMCC. The lawsuit against AMCC and its members first seeks a declaratory judgment and injunctive relief, including a preliminary injunction, arguing that the commission's licensing decisions were marred by procedural flaws and deviations from their own rules. The crux of their complaint involves a meeting held on December 12th, where, according to Gemstone, the AMCC veered off course, suspending its rules mid-meeting and engaging in questionable application scoring and electronic file handling. A particularly thorny issue is the 10 megabyte limitation on the AMCC application portal. Deemed insufficient for detailed submissions like security maps, Gemstone claims that while some applicants found ways around this limit, he was left at a disadvantage. The lawsuit also points fingers at the use of the scoring from the University of South Alabama, a decision that sparked debate among applicants over its procedural legitimacy. This lawsuit is just the latest in a string of legal challenges against the AMCC, painting a picture of a regulatory body struggling with transparency and fairness. Gemstone is calling for a halt to any actions based on the disputed December 12th awards and is shining a light on broader issues in Alabama's medical cannabis regulation. And let me just say this too, there's some stuff in this article that they're not pointing out. I would hope that one of these news article people reporters will go to this lawsuit tomorrow, because there is going to be some stuff that is put out in that lawsuit tomorrow that's going to change the way we do business in the future with the AMCC. I promise you that. They have a bank of information that they're holding back that obviously some of these reporters don't know about, that is going to be turned loose tomorrow in tomorrow's lawsuit. This lawsuit is just the latest in a string of legal challenges against the AMCC. And let's see here. It says, meanwhile, Alabama Always has requested expedited discovery in its own legal battle with the AMCC. Alabama Always is challenging the commission's internal pre-meeting discussions and decision-making process. They're specifically targeting alleged violations of the Alabama Administrative Procedure Act and the Open Meetings Act, suspecting that commissioners may have engaged in private meetings that predetermine their public votes. And let me just say this: like when they brought those people into the court into the room, I think there was 12 commissioners that were there, maybe 9 of them that showed up. I'm not sure exactly what the number of them that showed up, but they gave a piece of paper and they basically had them list all 36 applicants between 1 and 36. Now, my question to you is like, if they haven't spoken to any of these prospective applicants prior to this, how would they know, how did they know who they were going to vote for when they walked in the door? Like you have some of those commissioners in there that voted, some of those guys high, and then you have one of those commissioners, like in the very first integrator license that was given out, you had 3 first place votes, 4 or 5 third place votes, and you had one 29th place vote. And so, like, out of all the commissioners in there, one of those people in that room thought that they were the lowest tier integrator license in the whole process. And so my question is like, how did they even know, what they were going to do? So there had to be some sort of conversations prior to them voting with these applicants, which is directly against the motion that Stephen Stokes put in, or excuse me, Lori Skelton put in a week before the second round of an awarding of the licenses. In that awarding, in that motion, she asked to be able to speak to, filed a motion for the board members to be able to speak to the prospective applicants. And obviously that motion was shot down. So there should have been no behind the door closed speaking meetings or anything like that with applicants. But we know for a fact that there was. Like, I specifically am telling you for a fact that there were applicants that were speaking with commissioners behind the scenes and not out in open. And that is a direct violation of the Open Meetings Act. Adding to the legal maelstrom, Three Notch Roots has filed a motion to consolidate its lawsuits with Alabama Always lead case, and as has Gemstone. The rationale: they're challenging the same actions of the AMCC already under scrutiny in the consolidated Alabama Always case. All these legal moves are setting the stage for a significant judicial showdown. The outcomes of these cases could not only shape the future of medical cannabis industry in Alabama, but also potentially redefine administrative compliance and transparency in the state. As the companies prepare to present their arguments in court, the industry and legal observers alike are watching closely, anticipating the ripple effects of these decisions could have. And let me just say this: Alabama is a small speck on the map compared to the whole of the United States. If you go over to Marijuana Moment, you're not finding these articles. If you go over to Ganjapreneur, you're not finding these articles. So all those national publications are more worried about places like Florida and California and places like that. Alabama is just a really, really small portion of that. You have to really hunt around to find articles that are even pointing anything in the AMCC, which is another reason why I do these videos, to try to get them some more relevance, and so people will understand exactly what's going on in the state of Alabama. You would figure that after all the 30 states that have legalized medical marijuana up to this point, that we could have at least learned from 29 of them. But we could have learned, or at least looked at them and figured out like what issues were they having coming forward. Because as I'm sitting here looking at it and going through this process and working for a company that actually applied for this, I'm seeing a lot of avenues going down the road that are going to be issues. And not only the fact that we can't even get this shit issued, there's not even a doctor in the state that is ready to prescribe medical marijuana. And those are the issues down the road that we're going to have to deal with. Come on, guys, like from AMCC, can you guys just like take a page from several states? Can we like learn from them, like the mistakes that they made, and maybe fix this at some point in the future? Is it so much to ask to get your fucking hands out of the pot and allow us free markets, allow us to get the medical cannabis and stuff that we want? I don't know, guys. Like it's a crazy situation right now, and it almost seems like the AMCC doesn't want to pull their hands out of the pot. It's almost like they all got their hands in the pot, waiting on a little bit of money to pass them by or something. And this is just going to be a long, drawn out battle that is probably going to lead right off into the 2024 Alabama state legislature. All right, folks, this is Whatever Guy signing off, and I'll talk to you guys later, man. Love it. See ya.